UFC Seattle, Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong. This is the Funk and Flex MMA preview and prediction show. Thank you for tuning in wherever you may be. While you're here, drop a like on the like button below. Hit subscribe. We're coming off of a 12-0 week last week on the official picks. So make sure you follow the Funk and Flex MMA Instagram to see all of the official picks posted every Saturday before the card. We are red hot. 4-0 in the confident picks, dog of the week, lock of the week, obviously cashed because you heard me right. I said 12-0 on the picks, a rare week of perfection, but I'm not going to try to settle and just, roll over and take it light this week. I would like to go 2 weeks in a row with no misses. I've never done that before. Have had a few perfect weeks here, but it's nice to start off 2025 with that, especially on the channel. So make sure you guys are showing some love on that like button. I do plan to do a giveaway at 100 subscribers, so make sure you share the channel with your friends, and yeah, show some interaction in the comments below. Any plays that you may have hit, any picks that you like that I may have given you. I always love to see it. Or if I led you astray on one of my breakdowns, go ahead and let me know that in the comment section below. I just appreciate any interaction that I get. I've been getting a little bit more of it on Instagram, so I want to make sure I encourage you guys to do that here on the channel as well. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into the first fight of the night on UFC Seattle. Heat check to see if I can keep the picks rolling here. Up first, we have a matchup between Modestas Bukauskas and Rafael Cerqueira. Cerqueira absolutely starched in his last fight against Ibo Aslan. I honestly was leaning towards the Cerqueira side, as we'll get to the Ibo Aslan breakdown later in this fight in his first UFC debut. And I think I'm going to be leaning towards him for the pick in this fight as well. Bukowskis, who does have more UFC experience here and definitely fought the tougher level of competition, just does not really have that it factor for me. He's not a great finisher. He is a pretty a durable guy, but I think Rafael Cerqueira is going to come in extremely hungry for this, and we have seen him put away guys early in fights. The level of competition is a little bit suspect, but I just can't pick Bukowskis as a 3-1 favorite over a prospect who may have some savagery in him. Cerqueira is going to be the pick going dog for the first fight of the night. Moving along, we have a matchup between Nursultan Ruzaboyev and Eric Mekanico. And for this one, I'm going Ruzaboyev for the reasons that I couldn't pick Bukowskis in the last fight. I think Ruzaboyev is going to be able to give him the veteran check here with much more MMA experience in Ruzaboyev's corner. I also like him a lot at 185. I like him a lot better than at 170. Not really sucking out his frame as much like he did to fight Joaquin Buckley, whom he still did go the distance with. And we've seen Joaquin Buckley just killing people at 170. So we got to give Ruzaboyev's durability some credit here. I think that he's got decent enough grappling to kind of starch what Eric Mekanico, likes to do on the ground. And that being said, I'm going to have to go Ruzaboyev, who, with more experience, should find the way to get this done, as I do think that he's far superior on the feet. On to the next matchup, we have Ricky Simone versus Javid Basharat. And as much as I want to pick Ricky Simone here, I am going to go Javid Basharat to get this done. I just think even though he may not have, the most momentum in his corner coming off the loss to Ayman Zahabi, I think Basharat's career trajectory is just more on the up. Ricky Simone, though, at 32, has fought the who's who in this division, and I think that the line should be much closer than it is. So while the pick is going to be Javid Basharat, I cannot really find myself betting on him as a 3-1 favorite. We might even be looking going Ricky Simone, see what the decision prop looks like for the betting breakdown. But not to confuse you guys, the pick will be Basharat, as I do think that he just has the more ways to win. Even though Ricky Simone doesn't get finished often, we have seen that chin crumble to shots that don't necessarily look like they should put someone out. And I think Basharat's got crafty kicks and could find himself in a position where he could get some ground and pound if Ricky Simone, shoots a sloppy takedown late. That being said, Basharat more ways to win, but like I said, money line's just not intriguing. Moving along to Mansour Abdul Malik and Nick Klein, two guys fresh off of the Dana White Contender Series. Abdul Malik, who made his debut against Todorovic, And in my opinion, that was a tougher fight for him than this one should be, as Todorovic is black belt in jiu-jitsu, which is Nick Klein's specialty, but Todorovic also having some MMA striking experience where we just have no idea really what Nick Klein's striking looks like. Last time we saw him in a striking match, he did get put away, just kind of shooting sloppy takedowns, cardio draining. And I think that this one will be a good bet to go under 1.5 rounds, as I think that it's very live for someone to get a first round finish in this. That being said, if it does get drugged later into the fight, Abdul Malik has more ways to win. And I think that he may not deserve to be a 1,200 favorite, but a lot of people are on my side in this pick. So I'm going to go ahead and go Abdul Malik to get it done. I just don't think the plus 600 underdog Nick Klein really has much of a chance outside of getting a submission in the first round. Andre Fili versus Melky Costa up next. And I'm going to be picking Melky Costa on this one. Although I think that Andre Fili does have a lot of grit, and that split decision to Cub Swanson looks even better after Cub got that knockout win in Tampa at the end of 2024. I think that Melky Costa comes from a great gym and shoot the box, who's going to have a good game plan to outgrit Andre Fili. I think if they get in some of these wrestling and grappling exchanges that Andre Fili likes to rely on to stall time when he's hurt or when he's running out of gas at the end of rounds, I think Melky Costa's got the grappling to really put him in a dangerous position. And I also think that his striking is extremely underrated. Where Andre Fili is another guy who's fought the who's who in this division. I just think that Melky is on the way up. And at 34 years old, Andre Fili's chin has been cracked a couple of times too. So go ahead and give me Melky Costa for the pick in this fight. Up next, Ion Cutelaba versus Ibo Aslan. And I'm going to be going with the dog veteran here with Ion Cutelaba as the pick. I think that Ibo Aslan is very overrated. And while his power is not overrated, I get the hype behind it. He does crack people and kill people and put them out in the first round. He went on his interview at the end of last fight saying, "I'm not here to win. I'm here to get knockouts." And I think that that is quite possibly the worst message that you could be sending to your opponents. Is Ion Cutelaba, who is no stranger to MMA experience, is a great wrestler, and I think that he can stall out Ibo Aslan's gas tank and either, put him in a bad spot on the ground in the submission attempt, or maybe even get the ground and pound standing KO. I like Ion Cutelaba with more ways to win this fight. And I will be betting on this one sooner than later, as I think the line could be maybe shifting towards Cutelaba. So that being said, he will be my pick and my bet as a solid dog and Ion Cutelaba. Kicking off the main card, we have Alonzo Menafield versus Julius Walker, another debut guy here. And I think Alonzo Menafield does have a chance to give this guy a veteran check, but I don't like him as a 2-1 favorite here. But that being said, I don't know enough about Julius Walker's striking. So this one could be one that changes on the official picks that's posted Saturday, which, by the way, follow me at Funkinflex MMA on the Instagram to see those official picks. But off the start, I am leaning towards Alonzo Menafield, as I just think that he's going to be the better striker. And I'm not sure how Julius Walker is going to look at light heavyweight. He does have the grappling advantage on a lot of those guys that are big, but Alonzo Menafield's a decent grappler himself. And I think as a light heavyweight, he may be the quicker guy on the feet. So I'm going to go Alonzo Menafield as a very low confident pick. We'll see if that changes come Saturday. Up next, we have a matchup between Jean Silva and Melsik Bagdasaryan. Bagdasaryan does have some decent striking, and I think that he will maybe able to have some moments in this fight. I'm gonna have to go Jean Silva for the pick, as I think that his Bagdasaryan's grappling is just a little too suspect, and Jean Silva just all the momentum in the world fighting out of the Fighting Nerds gym. It's tough to fade those guys. He actually opened up as a minus 800 favorite in this spot on the books. And a lot of people seem to be putting money on the dog here, as I'm now seeing him at minus 550, even minus 500 in some spots. So maybe there's something I don't know about this Bagdasaryan guy, but pretty much just seen some decent striking. And I think Jean Silva's got excellent striking. and also an underrated ground game that we have really yet to see fully flourish in the UFC. So that being said, maybe lock of the week pick here on Jean Silva. On to the featured fight of the night, Rob Font versus Jin Matsumoto, and everyone's on the young prospect here except for me. The pick is going to be Rob Font. I think that he has the better hands, and where a lot of people think that John Matsumoto is more explosive on the feet, I disagree. I think Matsumoto may have better kicks, but Rob Font throws a good calf kick, and in my opinion, has the way cleaner, faster hands. For that, I'm gonna have to go Rob Font, giving Jean Matsumoto the veteran check. He was supposed to fight. Rob Font was supposed to fight Dominic Cruz here for Dominic Cruz's retirement fight. However, Dominic Cruz with the health issues, John Matsumoto stepping in on short notice, and I don't think that he's ready for this level of competition. Um, Close fight against Brad Katona, and while Brad Katona is a tough, durable fighter, Rob Font has way better boxing. So we're gonna go ahead and go Rob Font to get the win on the pick for this one. Co-main event, we have Brendan Allen versus Fluffy Hernandez 2, and I'm gonna go Fluffy Hernandez in this. I think that Brendan Allen has a chance, especially if it was a 5 round fight. But being a 3 rounder, Anthony Hernandez won the first one regardless of the 5 round. And Brendan Allen, just jujitsu at the end of fights is always surprisingly good. His jujitsu all around is good, but the way that he's able to find finishes at the end of fights uh, really is impressive. I think Hernandez, though, just does have more power in his hands. And when they do exchange on the feet, I think Hernandez is going to be doing more damage. I think Hernandez also just more momentum right now. Brendan Allen's though loss that was to Imavov obviously has aged well, so you can't really knock him for that. As Imavov looks like he is up one of the up next for title shot. I am gonna go Anthony Hernandez for the pick here, so we'll just leave it at that. Brendan Allen's jiu-jitsu and Hernandez jiu-jitsu could cancel each other out, and I like Hernandez's power. Main event time, Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong. I do tend to want to lean towards Song Yadong in this spot, but the odds are growing, and Henry Cejudo is nearly plus 250 underdog, and I think that I would be crazy to not bet on the double champ and coach at plus 250. For the early picks video here in the preview prediction show, I am going to lean Song Yadong as the 11-year younger fighter. I think that he's cleaner striking on the feet, where Henry Cejudo does have a lot of power and he's very good at timing, not just his shots, but his punches as well. He does throw a nice overhand, dropped Marab in the first round of his last fight. And that's really the kind of competition that Cejudo's been losing to. The split decision versus Aljo, which he could have won, and then losing the decision to Marab. Those are two wrestle heavy fighters. If Cejudo's able to get his wrestling game implemented into this, Song Yadong might be in a lot of trouble. So it's going to be a very low confident pick in the main event this week on the preview prediction show. I will have a more confident answer on Friday. And always, the official picks are always confident on Saturday. So make sure you guys are locked in for that. Subscribe to catch the Friday betting breakdown show and follow me on the gram at FunkinFlex MMA so you can see the official picks. Other than that, we'll see you guys Friday. Have a great rest of your week.